Hello, beautiful Capricorn gang. Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm Annie. I'm happy to have all the Cappies with me today. You guys are about to walk into your blessings. That's what I saw when I picked up these cards. I split your deck and it was Temperance, the love angel, and then going into that was the Eight of Cups. So leaving behind something that is familiar but not emotionally fulfilling. It's about being divinely guided to walk to the Nine of Cups, to the wish fulfillment card. Yeah, again, moving towards who or what you love. Beautiful. Yeah, so I got to be honest with you, Capricorns. I don't at all mean to like toot my own horn, but I've done 3 readings today, and they've been like incredibly like a huge amount of depth to them. So this is a career and finances reading, but flat out, I'm telling you in advance, so far the readings have not been, you're going to make X amount of money on this day. So if that's what you're looking for, that's probably not what you're going to get here. I'll try. I'll see what we get. These have been more in alignment with the spiritual path that we are all supposed to be on in order to like fulfill our destiny and our wishes. But mostly it's like your destiny, your soul path as, you know, a human being, you know, in this lifetime, right? Though I tend to think we have many lifetimes, but these have been like spiritually deep readings. So I think I got one more in me. If it's not good, I won't post it. But yeah, I was sort of being called to do Capricorn. So let's see what the spirit, universe, my guides, my angels want to tell you guys, the Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, even Jupiter, because this does involve expansion of money and finances. So we'll see what we can get for Capricorn, please, for Capricorn. As always, ooh, enjoy that little plane flying overhead. Maybe that's a sign for some of you, or some of you looking to travel, or it's something involving an airplane, or yeah, the travel industry maybe for some of you. You guys know my general spiel, but for the newbies, these are going to be general tarot messages. Not everything I say will resonate with all of the Capricorns out there. So please do come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Ultimately, I ask you only take away the messages that are in alignment with your story, that resonate with you, inspire you, motivate you, confirm something you wanted or needed to hear, or the opposite, illuminate you to something new. That's generally a good template to use when you're going into a tarot reading, right? All right, so a few more cards for my Cappies and we will hop in. Everything else about this video down in the box below, including the decks I'm using, as well as my social media channels. Like, share, subscribe wherever you can. Last but not least, I have a huge favor to ask you guys. I started this channel a year ago, and I am this close to reaching 2,000 subscribers, which is like a really important like personal goal and accomplishment that I am working on. So I'm about 200 subs away, which does seem like a lot, but I mean, I'm getting there. So whatever you can do to help with that, tell your friends, tell your family if you like this channel, if you resonate with the way I do tarot. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You don't have to hit the notifications bell, so if you don't want the annoying notifications, don't hit the bell. But hit subscribe if you haven't already, if you don't mind. That would be a nice little exchange of energy between us. Other than that, we're going to hop in. All right, so let's look at your messages here. You're working towards your North Star, your spiritual alignment, what you have been put on this earth and this planet to do. It's something you're meant to nurture throughout the years. There's something about this wouldn't be an overnight success, though for some of you, the idea of stardom or celebrity may have something to do with your career, even if it's not you in the spotlight, though for a lot of you it probably is. It could indicate that you would be working with someone who has an element of celebrity. Now that term has become much more broad, you know, in the age of social media, right? So someone can be Instagram famous or YouTube famous, or this could be, you know, I'm just throwing out scenarios here. If you are a clothing designer or a fashion designer, you may end up working with, like, you know, on occasion, celebrity clientele or something like, whatever you do, you know, if you're a tarot reader, you may read for someone who has, you know, celebrity status. Again, I'm not trying to be a hype man with the cards, but there is something about something about building a pathway, that, like the bricks, you're laying the foundation to work with people who are, at least on and I will say on a superficial level, people who have the title, the spectacle, the clout, like, I do want to say fame. If it's not you directly looking for fame, though some of you might be, right? Maybe some of you are working towards some sort of career where you are in the limelight, right? Maybe it's the entertainment industry or something. If not, more than likely you would be, it's not so much signing into a contract for a huge period of time, but something about the one who signs the check off to you for a particular project, it might be some like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Maybe it's Kevin Bacon. No, I'm just kidding. But that term, like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, as in there would be a link to some sort of celebrity, or if it's not a celebrity, a big name or a big title in whatever field you're looking to get into. I don't know if this person endorses your product, or it could even be something like somebody likes your profile and it's like, I don't know, throw out a name. It's Bradley Cooper. You know what I mean? Like maybe you tag somebody in something and they see it and it's like there's some sort of zoom in on you from a well-known or publicly renowned or respected critic, I was called to say, but it could be someone who specifically works in that field and they're kind of like, oh, Capricorn, like, you know, hats off to you, or I don't know, you just get like a little, but it's, okay, so here's the thing. If it's not a celebrity, it's from someone that means a tremendous deal to you. So this could even be, this is a bizarre message, this could even be getting the approval of someone in your life that you have a rough relationship with. It's almost like the absent parent or something. There's something about a recent or up and coming success that you receive or that you accomplish. I'll put it that way. There's like a hats off to you, or again, some form of recognition from someone who you hold in very high regard. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you admire and respect them, but there's something about their approval that would mean a great deal to you, particularly a father figure, Capricorn. So if you always felt like you didn't meet the standards of a paternal figure or some sort of mentor maybe in your life, I don't know how I necessarily feel about this message. I'm not necessarily saying I agree with it, because it does come from a sense of, well, why do you need their approval? So that in itself is a message for you to ask, why do you value both the praise and the criticism the way you do? It's almost like Spirit is directing me to say, you're carrying around like a heavy load that you don't need to carry. And I said this to another sign. Sorry, I just shifted my camera there. There's something very valuable in recognizing praise and criticism comes and goes, and it's beautiful, right? Everybody likes to be recognized. But when you are overly sensitive to both praise and criticism, it makes you susceptible to the negative comments. So, you know, you can relish in all the glory and all the positive feedback you get, but ultimately there's no universe where dark and light doesn't exist. So while you may be showered in positivity, when you're open to receiving all those messages, there's going to be some darker energy. There's going to be some criticism. So don't let that stop you in your path. You almost need to be, I'm almost getting like a deflection. You need to be able to receive both and just kind of bounce it back. Like, you know, for the positive reception, oh, thank you so much. Like, you know, kind of like a little bit like you need to be a little bit humble, because know that by overly investing in the praise, it makes you that much more receptible to the criticism, where it's really going to affect the work you're doing. It's really going to affect your spiritual health, your mental health. There's just something about praise and criticism, and this is all circling back to the idea that you do accomplish something. Dare I say something great, right? You know, take it with a you know, what is the expression? God, I lost it. I don't know. Whatever. Don't make it your story if it's not. Anyway, what I'm getting at is you do get some sort of recognition or praise from somebody that feels like it was long awaited. It was like you were trying to get to this person and it was nothing. And all of a sudden you do something. You may sign a contract for a new job, or again, some sort of, I'm always getting with the judge, there's like a ruling in your favor, and it may actually come from a parent who is a lawyer or a judge, or has, again, some sort of like clout in terms of authority. That's what's coming through here. You're happy to have finally gotten their approval, but again, I'm just sort of wondering why. Why do you need that? And you know, everybody's story is a little different. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe you see something about this person could open doors for you in your career and in the industry you're trying to break into. I could absolutely see that. But I don't know why I'm being called to say this. You may need to invest in more creative ways to get to what you want, because it's almost like there's a false sense of winning the approval of this emperor. He's the one who runs the empire, right? So for a lot of you, this has to do with trying to break into an industry or a career where there's a lot of gatekeepers. There's a lot of like, halt, who goes there? Who are you? Something about you get a foot in the door. Maybe you get the interview. Maybe you get that. In a way, it's saying be able to deflect or be mutable, be flexible, be able to not put all your eggs in one basket, because even if you get the job, even if you get the foot in the door, there might be some element of surprise where you actually really have to break your back in order to achieve what you want to achieve under this person's rulership. I hope that makes sense. However, if you were to go about getting a foot in the door, or however you want to phrase it, in a more creative way, possibly with a Leo versus an Aries, that would bring you a much greater sense of accomplishment because you did it yourself, or it's something about there's just less pushback. There's less obstruction. There's less obstacles. I gotta be honest, there's a lot less kissing of the ass. Something about this emperor, he's very cocky. He peacocks a lot, and he's worked tremendously hard, and he has things to show for it, but he flashes those in people's faces. And there's a sense, and your card's coming up too. I was about to say, I'm getting devil energy, but not the higher vibrational. I said something similar to Cancer. Don't let the celebrity factor of this person fool you, because that's your darker side calling you. That's your ego. That's the chip on your shoulder being like, oh, well, I got the approval of, I don't know, Marc Jacobs likes my, clothing design line or something like that. It's like, okay, cool. But it's something about don't be wooed by the title or the superficiality of what you're going after, because Capricorn, and you can appreciate this, it's much more about the substance of what you're doing, that you're selling something that somebody wants, and most importantly, that you're doing something that brings you joy, that you're putting good and love and light out into the world. That is much more valuable, even if the price tag associated with it isn't quite as much as like having the approval or the endorsement of the emperor would. You would actually break your back doing it anyway. It was something like you would burn the candle at both ends. The paycheck, you might get starry-eyed by the opportunity here, but it's something about it would quickly diminish and become a burden. It would become a hassle. It would become a pain in the ass trying to work for this person. So funny, I'm almost getting the metaphor of The Devil Wears Prada. It's like, this is the Meryl Streep, and this is, what's that girl's name? Anne Hathaway, right? In metaphor, right? But it could be something like you're trying to work for the best of the best of the best, and you finally get in, and then it's like, well, this isn't fun, right? It's like you're constantly trying to win the approval of the Meryl Streep, the emperor. I'm just getting, for those who are at all resonating with this story, and I've said this to you in many readings, Capricorn, more or less, what you think you want isn't necessarily what's going to make you happy. And I've said this to you before, it's almost like the universe is trying to usher into you a blessing. It might not be what you want, but it's what you need. But don't be upset by that, because it's what you need on a spiritual level that will bring you fundamental joy and happiness. I'm not saying you have to make a lot of compromises in what you want to do. I'm saying you need to be more creative about the way you're looking at it, the lens in which you're looking, and maybe some of you are photographers, right? The lens in which you're looking at this, it's almost like you have resigned yourself to, this is who I'm going to work for, and I'm going to have this title, and I'm going to make this much money, and I'm going to live in this neighborhood, and I'm going to drive this car. It's not to say that pieces and parts of that still won't pan out, because quite frankly, Capricorn, if anybody can do it, you can, right? You're my worker bees of the zodiac. But it's warning you, what you think you want may surprise you. You might have a change of heart that I think you're going to end up working for someone else who, in a sense, if we're looking at this as a relationship between you and your boss, or the relationship between you and your job, again, it may come at a smaller price tag or a smaller income, right? But it's the soulmate job. This is the one that I think universe is guiding you towards. In itself, it's a victory, it's a celebration, it's a card of marriage, right? So a card of marriage with a boss or a career that brings you lots of joy and happiness, versus the one that it checks all the box regarding your salary and your taxes and your health benefits. I'm just being called to say like material items. You get the company car, you get to put the Ubers on the charge card, like the company card or whatever, right? But with that comes some sort of disappointment, and essentially you're shackled to the beast is sort of what I'm getting. You sign on the dotted line this contract, and you end up having to break your back for a lot of people. And so I guess it's just, again, calling your attention to the fact, is this something you are going to enjoy in the long term? Or are you going to burn out so quickly at this job that you're going to be like, get me the hell out of here? And there's nothing wrong with choosing this job. I'm sort of trying to save you guys, I guess, time or lessons or steps, which, it's your soul path. You're being guided to do whatever it is that you intuitively feel is correct. But there's something about this that does feel like a bit of a warning that if you choose to take this, it will be a lesson in humility, I'm hearing, but also in endurance, in strength, and also learning the difficult lesson, where to set firm boundary lines on how much time and energy you're willing to put into a job or your career. And I know, this is cool. I know some of you are hearing that going, well, I love my job. I'm willing to sacrifice for it. And that's fine. And you probably will. Because that's what I'm getting. If you're going to work for the big boss, if you're going to work for the head honcho, whoever this person is that you so much desire their time and attention and approval, keep wanting to say endorsement. You might just get it, but be careful what you wish for. Really stop and think about, I said the same thing to cancer. Some of you might be dealing with a cancer. Be careful what you wish for, because it might just come into you, and when it does, there may be something that you didn't foresee as being I almost want to say a side effect. It's like a part of the deal. It's a part of the contract you get into. But I'm just getting you quickly tire of it, or there's some sort of major pain in the ass or disappointment about working. You have a lot of fire energy coming up, so potentially an Aries, Leo, or Sag. Not that everybody knows the zodiac signs, right? But this could be something that is highly physical. There could be a lot of physical demand to this. There could be an intense amount of travel involved in this job. Or it could be spiritually draining. Even if it's work that you enjoy, I'm just getting it exhausts you. So at the end of the day, you have no kind of sense of your own time. If you're deeply spiritual or into faith and spirituality, and you probably are if you're watching a tarot video, there's something where at the end of the day, you don't even have time for your own faith. It seems spiritually draining. But with that, I do think there is an element of celebrity to this. And again, it's like I'm just getting like the visual of, is it an emoji that it has like dollar bills for the eyes, or it has the money symbol for the eyes, and it's like bulging out? I understand there's something very appealing about this job to you. And again, I want to underscore, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just relaying messages, right? So with that, you might choose to take it. The other spectrum, if you don't get it and you're crushed and you're like, oh my God, that was, the job of a lifetime and it was my soul path and my destiny to get that, you don't even know, Capricorn, because the rejection or the defeat you feel, it was all written in the stars, right? It was almost, it's something about, it's aligning you to the soulmate of your industry, the soulmate of your job. Some of you may work in a career, particularly in your house, working from home, but it's either something creative, like I'm seeing like a painter's studio, or something where you do spiritual practices. So maybe you're a tarot reader, or maybe you do Reiki healing, or something involving like spiritual, like the spiritual arts, right? Maybe it's both, right? Maybe you do, I don't know, maybe you offer sessions of like, teaching people to paint, but it has to do with like faith and spirituality and like channeling like our intuition or our, whatever. It doesn't matter. Fill in the blank. I'm just getting, you might not get paid as much, but you're going to, just reading the cards, guys. You're going to be a lot happier doing it. You're going to have more friendships. You're going to have more connections that feel real and authentic versus the surface level ones of like the celebrity. fake friends is sort of what I'm getting with that. I don't know why, Capricorn, but I'm feeling like I need to defend my arguments to you. So do some of you work in like the law, or some of you work at like in like, I don't know, on court cases or something? I'm sorry guys, my camera froze. So I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling like some of you are almost like sort of challenging in a sense. Even if you have strong Taurus in your chart, something about the bull kind of ramming its horns, to bust through the door, to get to the golden ticket, to get to the golden opportunity. I feel like I'm trying to convince you to go down one path or the other. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm not, but you came for spiritual advice or guidance. So I just feel like I'm trying to relay the messages that I see in this reading. But I want to remind you again, you're in the driver's seat of your own life. So you guys should go after intuitively what you feel is correct. So let's hop into these other messages here. So yeah, I'm sort of getting the same thing. You guys, this is, you can't write this. You have the star card coming up twice. Divine fate, destiny, right? The stars aligning to guide you in the right direction. Yeah, so Six of Swords, after some sort of mental conflict or mental struggle, mental battle, Six of Swords is the relief where you can finally set sail to new shorelines, ultimately because you've gained a lot of valuable insight and lessons. Here's the thing, maybe some of you do choose to take this career, but with that does come a lot of valuable insight and information. I do want to say into the industry. I do think for a lot of you this has to do with an entertainment career. If it doesn't though, again, sort of that Devil Wears Prada idea, if it's on, maybe it's like an internship. It could be something like that, where even if there's an end date, right? Maybe it's an exclusive like 3-month deal or a 1-year internship. You move away with very valuable lessons, but here's the thing. The next step for you is going towards a job. It doesn't offer you as much pay, but it's more in alignment with your soul path, and it allows you to be creative. And it's like your career brings you that warmth. It allows you to exercise your muscle of like passion and creativity. And there's something about the next job you go to, it's more exciting. It captures your attention. For a lot of you, it still might be in arts and entertainment, particularly acting. She's kind of like my celebrity queen. I hate to keep using that term, but I mean, it is what it is, right? If it's not your story, don't take the message. It lights your fire. The fire signs are very much like work hard, play hard people, which I think is what you're being asked to do, Capricorn. You don't want to end up in a job. I know you guys are tremendous workers and that's amazing, but you don't want to end up in a job that isn't any fun, because then you're just going to break your back to do it. You're going to take home your paycheck, but there will be no enjoyment in your life. That's sort of what I'm getting from this. So maybe you guys choose to take this for a period of time. If it's an internship, sure, take it, right? You know what I mean? There's something to be gained by this experience. But if you're looking at it as something that you're going to do for the next 20 years, like I call bullshit, Capricorn. It's not going to last 20 years. You can't physically endure the attention, the endurance, the tenacity you would have to do this for 20 years. Like you would pass out. I'm just getting it. No, it's like superhuman strength. Nobody could do this job for that amount of time. It's saying don't be afraid to try something new or try some other job or title on, because even if the pay doesn't match exactly what you want, if you're passionate about it and you enjoy it, wands are all about growth. You may grow into the title that you want. You may grow into the paycheck or the salary grade that you are hoping for. It's about having faith in divine timing, and also that the universe is trying to steer you in the right direction. A lot of you are very defiant. There's something about this being argumentative with words. I just heard hold your tongue. The universe doesn't want you to not succeed. Do you Capricorns understand that fully? I think there's a misinterpretation that any defeat that you experience, you may internalize it and think it fell on you and on your shortcomings, and it doesn't. It's opportunities for you to grow emotionally from things that didn't work out, and also to serve you, like in a mental capacity, skills and lessons that you can apply the next time around in a new job, in a new partnership, right? where you can do it faster and more efficient the next time because you know what to avoid. You learn the valuable lessons of, oh, that's not for me. I couldn't do that. So when you go into like a new job and they're like, sign on the dotted line, you'll look in the contract, does this new job involve X, Y, and Z? Because if it does, that ain't gonna work for me. It really is building you up to almost like a machine, or I'm getting like a bodybuilder type thing. Maybe some of you want to be like athletic trainers or something, to the celebrities maybe, right? Take it in stride, because there's absolutely something valuable to be gained in all your wins and all your losses. It's the same thing I was saying about praise and criticism. You know, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. You're never going to exist in a world where there's a complete imbalance of the two. You have to take it in stride. And again, you of all people understand that because you're the devil card, right? You get the bad rap in tarot for being, oh, the scary devil. There's a lot of positives to this card. Again, like endurance. And for me, the devil will do it. Like the devil will get it done, right? Through his magic, right? It might be black magic, but he'll do it, right? There's something, I'm actually surprised you didn't get temperance, but I guess it's sort of being translated into star. Being grounded, absolutely, but keeping a foot in that pool of intuition, of dreams, right? You didn't dream of slaving away at a job where you're not happy. And again, if you're saying that, Capricorn, I call bullshit. You want to work in a job for 20 years where there's no sense of happiness and joy? No. Like, sorry, but no. If it's not your story, this isn't your video. Move towards your soul path, and even during times where you feel blocked or you're not understanding why this blessing was blocked, understand it's a blessing in disguise that you didn't get something, or that you chose to leave something that you thought was your wish fulfillment, because ultimately it's putting you down the right path that you were meant to go on. Look at the color of these cards. They're beautiful, they're bright, they're glowing, they're sunshine, right? That's going to be your complexion, Capricorn. It's going to be bright and glowing and happy, right? There will be reason to celebrate with your family, with your soul tribe. Your creativity will be like bursting, you know, the way the sun card is, right? There is something about a course correction here. I'm almost getting like Wheel of Fortune vibes. But again, don't take the cut in salary or the less than desirable amount as a defeat, because there's something absolute about if you're working in a career that you're passionate about and you're willing to put in the time and effort, that bank account will grow. That paycheck, that salary will grow. Wands are all about growth, right? Our passion, our creativity, that's what's driving that. Is something about an internship or taking a job where it's more of like a stepping stone in the learning process. Then you get to the one that really takes off. Then you get to the chariot. Then you get to maybe something that moves you across town or across the city or in a new location. But you're much happier, and here's what I love. You're honoring your inner child. The inner child doesn't have ego. It's just, I want this because it makes me happy, right? It's like, I want the lollipop because it tastes good. That's what it comes down to. I want this job because it makes me happy. It makes me feel good. Your inner child isn't like, but how many zeros come in that paycheck? Like, do you know what I mean? That's not an issue here. This is tough love, but I hate to say, you are so fixated on the number behind some job opportunity, you're not recognizing the actual, either the actual work or happiness that is involved in that mix. It's sort of like, I'm being called to say something about a recipe. Getting a sense of the data and the details and the numbers, the happiness, as well as like the job descriptions and all the bells and whistles that come with it, as well as all the bullshit and hassle, the bullshit and the hassle, which, let's face it, every job has a little bit of that. Make sure that's not the tipping point. Make sure you're not signing on the dotted line if you're not absolutely certain that this is what you want. Or if you do, there's no saying you can't dip out, right? You may try it and, you know, good luck, awesome, try it. But I'm just getting, if you're that emoji with the money signs, you have to reevaluate what you think is important. That's sort of what this is saying to me. I'm going to leave it there. Capricorn, don't shoot the messenger, y'all. I'm just trying to help. It's about the memories that you make with the people you love most. Maybe that's your family, maybe that's your work family, maybe that's your friends. Some of you may be trying to start like a side hustle with a best friend or your sister or I guess it could be a sibling, but maybe I'm being called to say sister. Maybe it's your soul sister, right? There's something lucrative in that. You should keep pressing. Your little sister, or are you the little sister? Something about that. I just heard "Cry Little Sister." Do you guys know that song? It's from the Lost Boys. Oh, and it's very spiritual. I mean, maybe listen to that song if that means something to anyone. Also, I'm being called to say something about energy vampires. You need to stay away from them. People who are draining on your money and your resources, but more specifically your energy, you need to separate yourself from the pack. Cry Little Sister. Are you crying yourself to sleep at night? What is that about? That song, though, it's very spiritual. There's a lot of like, thou shalt not, whatever, fill in the blank. Interesting. Anyway, Cry Little Sister. I don't remember who it's by, but if you Google it, there might be something in there for you. Healer of the Ages. Yeah, if you're thinking about doing any sort of career with faith and spirituality, yeah, go towards it, right? That's like, welcome, my child. Come on in. And the 5 and the 1 reversed is 15. That's you. That's Capricorn. That's the devil, right? In a higher vibration. It's like God is meeting the devil, right? And they're going to duke it out, but you got this, Capricorn. You got this. Some of you are environmentalists. You want to do good things for the earth. That makes sense. You're an earth sign. Yeah, something about, like a recycling program, or, I don't know, something about helping the earth, doing good for Mother Nature. Again, like you're being called to pursue that more. And then deceit. Yeah, this fell out on the star card. Don't be deceived by, you get the superficiality of celebrity. I'm getting, not everything is what it seems. So that's just like a little like, hey, by the way, don't forget. Yeah, not everything is what it seems. That encapsulates this reading in a nutshell. All right, one more beautiful oracle card from my Cappies, and we will shut it down. I will say, though, for most of you, if you're not feeling great money-wise now, and like, it's okay, 3 of Pentacles, money's probably okay right now, you do have 2 opportunities. Both seem like they offer a legit salary, right? One is more enticing than the other, but again, I'm being called to say you're going to enjoy the one that has a slightly lower price tag. It's the difference between working for the King of Pentacles versus the Emperor, male or female. It's the idea. The Emperor is above the King. There's more stature. There's more power. There's more whatever, celebrity there. But this person might be a tad more humble, and you might enjoy working for them more. Just something to consider. And then this says protection, call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. And the way these people, it's almost like they're shackled. I'm wanting to pair it with this card. Something about being shackled to the devil, shackled to the lower vibrational thinking, shackled to the, I don't know, materialism, addictions, intoxication. Yeah, bad patterns of behavior, even like ancestral karmic lessons that you are supposed to learn. Like you are the student of your ancestors, and you're being asked to like break the pattern of, maybe it's like materialism or something like that. Interesting. Food for thought anyway. Bottom of your deck, play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Capricorn, come on, right? Look how adorable that card is too. I love that you got that card. Have a martini. Think about it. All right. Cappies, you guys are the best. I love you so much. Please let me know in the comment box below if this resonates for you. If not, I will see you next time for more tarot. Bye, y'all.